What's up, guys? Will and Kaylee. We are loaded up. Got the dogs with us. Gamora's loaded down. We're headed out to the Alvord Desert for a weekend adventure. Maybe do some swimming in the lakes. Summit Steens Mountain. Stars are supposed to be beautiful. So here we go for the weekend.
Let's go.
We've been on the road about 2 hours. I think the closest gas to the desert is 30 to 40 miles on dirt roads. Haven't been there, but that's what research tells me. So it's kind of important to take everything you need. We got plenty of water, have our food for the whole weekend. We'll probably top off one more time before we get way out, but we've got the 8-gallon can on the side and 2 5-gallons. Gladiator has a 21-gallon tank, so hopefully we'll be good. But it's way out there, very remote. Supposedly it's one of the darkest places in the Northwest, so gotta get away from all the light pollution. We'll see how it looks when we get there.
What you doing?
We're in bug country, apparently. Might be able to see now.
What you cooking me this morning?
Oh, scrambled sausage, egg, and cheese. Potatoes and brine. We're on the bed of the Alvord Desert. Playa. Dogs have had a blast. Beautiful view of Steens Mountain over here. We'll go summit that later, but we'll have some breakfast, have some fun in the desert. Woke up with a beautiful sunrise view. The sun came up right over there, right outside the tent window. Put a still shot of the sunrise in there. So far, a good day. So the desert was awesome. Driving across it was a lot of fun. Not many places you can drive across like that, so that was really cool. We're currently headed to French Glen. That's our next little stop. It's kind of the only town between the desert and where we're going to hike, so we're gonna maybe find some more gas. We're at about half a tank, but we haven't used any of the extra that we brought yet, so we're doing okay. Gonna track down something cold to drink. It's only 75, but it feels hot out here, so we're just riding, enjoying the view. Get a bit of miles between our stops, so we're able to take in all the sights. Gonna make it to Wild Horse Lake, try to go swimming, see if the dogs want to jump in and swim a little bit, and then we'll go to the summit of Steens Mountain. From up there, we should have a good view down to the desert where we camped last night. So, we'll just see what we come across, see what kind of camping spot we can find for the night. If we can't find anything good there, we might push on to the actual sand dunes over in Christmas Valley. So, see where the road takes us.
Well, looks like this trail might be a bust, unless we want to hike an extra 8 miles to it. This road's not going to open up till mid-July. So, we'll figure out what's next. Next to Onyx. And all trails.
Alright, so we encountered our closed gate going to our hike. So we have rerouted and we're going over to Christmas Valley. We're going to go to a old A6 plane crash site. I can't remember when it went down. But there's a plaque with info over there, so we'll read the plaque when we get there and then we'll know. But from there we're going to camp tonight at the sand dunes, also in Christmas Valley. Right now we're at the Vista Lookout here in the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. A little bathroom stop, take in the sights, and then we're just gonna put in some more miles, about 120 more miles over to the crash site. And then I believe we have another 80 miles from there to the Oregon Dunes. It's not what we had planned, but things don't always go as planned, and we're going to make the best of it. That's what adventure's about. You never know what you're going to find. Alright, we have made it to the A6 crash site. Drove in a long ways, then we parked, and it was about a mile, maybe a little more, to get here from the truck. Here it is. our way up, there were pieces scattered everywhere. But A6 pilot Lieutenant Alan Kohler and Navigator Philip Dumal, September 19th, 1973. Crashed here. It's the first plane crash I've ever hiked to. This is pretty cool. What do you think? Way out here. So, just beyond this, there's another plane crash, but I'm not sure where it's at exactly. But pieces like this were scattered all the way up the trail to it. So, gotta say, that's pretty cool. Well, we finally made it to the sand dunes, just in time for sunset. It's been a very bumpy 2-hour ride from the plane crash we were at, but it was still enjoyable. And now we just got to get this set up. Hopefully we can find a spot before the sun completely disappears. morning from the Oregon sand dunes. Pretty hot this morning, but we still way out here in Christmas Valley, and long ways from a lot of things. So we're gonna go ahead and top off. Today I'm not sure where we're gonna go. Ultimately, we got to end up back home tonight. We both have work tomorrow. But we'll find some little adventure for today. All in all, it's been a good trip. It was a little cloudy last night, but we saw a few stars. Dogs had fun on the sand dunes. So what more can you ask for? Look at a mess. And that's it for now. We're driving through the Fremont-Wenema National Forest. Just caught a view of Mount Filson. We're maybe, I don't know, about 50 miles from Crater Lake National Park. We're going to check it out and see if we can. We got a hike in mind over here. We'll see if it's doable today. If not, we may end up just driving it's like a 50-mile perimeter loop through Crater Lake. But we should get a good view of Thilson, Mount Shasta at some point today. So just driving through this national forest has been really nice. So we'll see where it takes us. Alright, so our trail didn't pan out for us. All trails and Apple Maps put us in a maze of old forest roads, but we're on our way to Crater Lake. We got Mount Filson out here, Mount Scott. It's just a very pretty ride through this Klamath Marsh, is what this is called. It's a big wildlife refugee down here. Yeah, so we're just taking in the sights. If we don't get in a good hike today, we'll get one in next weekend. We're just going with the flow, seeing where we end up today. Crater Lake was fun, a little bit crowded. First time we were here, we did the Watchman Peak hike. Still surprised how blue that water actually is. It's something you just gotta see. It's one of those pictures don't do it justice kind of things. So now we're headed out of here and we'll start moseying back home. I think we'll end up going through Sisters, maybe Bend, we'll see, but it'll still be a nice ride home with a view of the Cascade Range. And this about sums up this weekend's trip. So it's been a different than planned weekend. Left with a set plan, and then gates blocking roads and hikes we were trying to get to, and you just never know. But in the end, now we've gone to the Alvord Desert, we've been to the Oregon sand dunes, we've been to Crater Lake. Just a lot of pretty driving, pretty sights. Got some good pictures of Thilson. That's one of our next ones. It's coming up in the future. So now we just go back and make it through a week of work and set out on another adventure. So, see you next time.
Alright, we are almost back home. We made a quick stop at A&W and make sure we got a root beer float on the way home.
Beautiful sunset. Just wish every day we could just adventure. Unfortunately, work in the morning, so soaking in this last bit of sunlight for the day. Sitting here looking at Mount Hood, Mount Adams, Mount Jefferson. It's just been a great weekend. A lot more driving than I expected. That one gate being locked changed our plans drastically. But that's okay. Because, we still had fun. We still saw a lot of stuff. Crater Lake was definitely not on the agenda for this trip, but anytime you can see something as beautiful as that is, it's a good day.
And the North Rim is still closed due to snow, so maybe we'll make it back out later this summer.
There's the 50-mile around the Crater Rim bike ride in September. We might be there for that. I think it's September the 6th, September the 13th. So we may be there for that. But our dead set in stone plans coming up, we have a summit attempt of Mount Adams June 29th and 30th, and then July 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. We're going to do a 4-day trip on the Timberline Trail around Mount Hood. So, really excited for the 4-day backpacking trip. If everything goes according to plan, on the 30th, we'll be standing on top of Adams. That'll be our highest point yet, 12,280, I believe it is. So, we got some big things coming up. We're definitely going to work Wilson in there. If we had another day, we would have done that tomorrow. But we're working in there somewhere. There's never enough time to do everything. So now that's the end of this weekend's adventure, and stay tuned for what's next. Follow along. Instagram at Hike the Whole Way, YouTube at Adventure the Whole Way, and Facebook at Adventure the Whole Way.